What's going on, everyone?
What's poppin'? We are back.
Back.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
You did. I was gonna do the back.
We're rusty.
Yeah, we are. We're out of
In-person sync.
in-person sync.
We're
back in the studio, our lovely studio.
We're used to that little delay we had.
It hasn't changed much, but we're still here. The hats are still here. The table's still here.
Yes.
House is still here, which is important.
That is important.
I came back from Rhode Island and it was still here. So,
That's
key work.
Big plus. Big plus.
Didn't step on any wasps or anything, which I don't know if I told you this, but last year when I came back, I got back at like 10 p.m. or something like that, and I take my shoes off, and I took like 6 steps and stepped on a wasp that was just like in my kitchen.
Nice.
So I was like, that's a good way to start.
We might not have stepped on any wasps, but we've had a very interesting return to Charlotte.
Had a very interesting return to Charlotte.
You and I both.
This isn't alcoholic, but I certainly wish it was after this conversation.
This is alcoholic.
So, I guess you started all of our problems.
Yeah, I mean, in short, the exploder exploded.
Literally.
There was a
exploded.
fire. We were heading home from the old Friday nighter, and there's a ghost in the house. But yeah,
that's not concerning.
The exploder exploded, which is why the podcast got delayed another week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had to fix the exploder.
But we're here. What happened to you? You had a fun time getting down here, did you not?
I had a fun time getting down here. For one, I left the day of a hurricane hitting New England.
That's right.
So it took me 5 hours to get through the state of Connecticut, which is 2 hours longer than it should take for some reference. So I was already running late, and I got down. I hit the North Carolina line, stopped for gas, and my truck just decided it wasn't going to go any farther because it had an electrical issue, and it was stuck in park.
Instead, we're going to get you to North Carolina, but that is it.
Yeah. It got me to NC, literally 500 feet over the line.
Yep.
If that. And I had to jerry rig it on the side of the road. Yeah.
So you got here, sort of.
Yeah. I went through like a whole pack of fuses, but I got back. And by the time I got back, I had no lights left in the truck. My headlights worked. That was it. No blinkers, no brake lights, no running lights. But awesome. The trailer was working, which was fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah, so I got back and I unhooked the trailer and I'm like, dang, now I have no lights.
Right.
It's like the first time the trailer came in handy. So
it's come in the opposite of handy a few times.
Yeah. But that is now fixed. Thanks to Toyota. I'm wearing their hat today because they fixed my truck.
Heck yeah.
At a high rate of speed. They had it back to me in like 6 hours.
Heck yeah.
So good job, Toyota, for fixing.
The exploder may or may not be fixed.
Yes.
Remains to be seen.
Definitely more of a redneck fix than my fix was.
Oh, yeah. Bad.
Yeah.
But we're here.
We are here. You made it here.
I did.
The exploder hasn't exploded again.
Yet.
It's important. We'll see for the next club tournament.
Yeah. Uh-oh. We woke up the doggy.
We woke up whiskey. So how was your summer?
Hot. First summer in the South.
It's brutal.
It was hot. It still is hot.
It's still very hot, yes.
It was on the lake yesterday. We were on Norman yesterday, me and Ion. And by like 9:30, it was like, it's hot.
Oh, yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah, I went out the other night and I came back and I pulled into my driveway at like 2 a.m. or 2:30 in the morning. And it was like 84 degrees.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's the worst part. The worst part isn't how hot it is in the day. It's that when you go home at night, it's still that hot.
It's still hot. And you get up and it's still hot.
Yeah.
It's just always hot.
Speaking of the Friday nighter that the exploder exploded after, at like 10 o'clock at night, we're fishing, it's pitch black dark, and we're still sweating. And I'm like, what is this?
This is the sound.
This is not, no, I don't like this. But, yeah.
All right, so you had a hot summer.
Yeah.
I had not as hot of a summer because I
Yeah.
was in Rhode Island. I did consistently good this summer fishing.
Good.
Yeah. Caught one big fish
Good. At the end.
at the end. Yep. On the last week that I was there. Caught a good 5.5
Nice.
on the mag draft.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. Saw fish schooling, which I'd never seen before in the state of Rhode Island. So that was kind of cool.
Herrings.
The herrings were running. But yeah, that's about it. I didn't have any banner days. I didn't catch like Saginaw, I think was like my best.
Yeah. Is that even
Second
so
day,
long
the
time
second
ago?
day at Saginaw, I caught a crap ton of fish.
Yeah.
So that was probably my last like really good like 20 plus fish day.
Yeah, it's fishing down here this summer was I didn't fish a ton. Like I tried to fish as much as I could. I was working a lot. I did summer classes. I'm fishing more now, thankfully. But once we got like close to the Natty, I kind of realized that I wasn't gonna fish my way out of my little slump, so I had to slump my way out of my slump.
Care to elaborate on that?
I just forgot about fishing for like a week and a half,
Okay.
and I think it's the best thing I ever did.
Working for a fishing company.
Yeah, well, it didn't help, but no, I think it definitely helped the way I fished up there at the Natty. You guys are gonna hear not every detail because I've told it too many times, but most of the details of what went down up there at the Natty. But I'm really, really pleased with how I fished. I'm not pleased with the result in any capacity, but with how I fished, I'm very happy with, and I think I might have found my mojo. It's been a rough 4 or 5 months of
Yeah, I was
me.
gonna say if you and I have had very different years.
Yeah.
Like the same. It's kind of like weird.
Right. We're at the
Like,
same place now.
You
but
like slumped.
yeah, hard.
You're at a hard slump after Hartwell. I feel like I fished every tournament better than I have fished tournaments before. I just had something happen like at each tournament.
Yeah.
Broken boat,
I've had
changing
that.
weather,
I just
high water, Saginaw, couldn't get to my shit.
I just lost. I don't know. I lost it somewhere in March, April, and I think that it is coming back. We're gonna see. You know, we got a couple more tournaments coming up this fall.
Yeah, we got some club
I think I'm gonna
tournaments.
jump in maybe a
You're not
couple.
going to the FLW, are you?
No.
MLF.
No,
Chick.
no, I ain't doing that. I think we have a club tournament that same week.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna try and jump into some local, jackpot stuff. And
Yeah,
once it gets a little
Open on
colder.
Norman, yes.
No, no, not that. But yeah, it's been an eventful summer, and here we are. First week classes is done, midway through the second,
Sort of.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we
we're
backtrack?
Back. We're back. Live.
Shall we natty talk?
Natty Talk. Who won? It's a great event.
I have the results right here. It's funny
have
you
the
should
results.
ask. So the Natty was obviously at the St. Lawrence. We talked about it in our last episode a whole bunch. I think I forget what you said. Like I said, here's something we're going to improve on. This is something we need to improve on.
We need to go back and listen to our episodes.
We don't need to necessarily listen to it. We need to take notes on our
notes so
episode.
we remember what we said.
Yeah. 'Cause I feel like my prediction was pretty spot on, but I don't know. There's no evidence to support, and I don't feel like listening back.
If I remember right, I think I said the cut line for 12th was like 17 pounds
Okay.
a day.
Yeah, it was just barely higher. It was 17 and a half. No, it was 18 and a half a day. I'm sorry.
Well, I was happy there for
18 and a quarter
a little
day.
second,
18 and a quarter a day. It fished tough. I mean, I think anyone will tell you that. It was weird. It was weird in that everyone I tended to talk to, I guess we'll get to the results in a second, but overview. Everyone who I kind of talked to said this one of two things. It was weird because it was two opposite extremes. It was either I'm catching a lot of fish and they're little, or I'm catching very few fish, but they're big.
But the big.
It was like very odd because I feel like everyone was doing kind of the same-ish stuff.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that.
Except for one. But yeah, no, I mean, for the most part, the guys who went smallmouth fishing, I think there's a couple guys who went largemouth fishing. Largemouth did not play. I thought they would play more.
I thought they would play more.
I thought there'd be one or two here and there because and that was prior to practice. In practice, I found some really good largemouth, but I just didn't feel like running to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was tough.
But you thought
was
that
tough.
had to do with the lower water.
It definitely did.
Largemouth.
I think I could have played the largemouth into my hands really well because I know how to catch them when the water's low. I've done it before. It's you got to fish for them like they're smallmouth almost, like they're springtime smallmouth. They get up shallow, they eat a chatterbait, and they like eat grass edges. And
Yeah, the grass edges
it's very
and stuff like that.
different
Yeah.
than the mat punching stuff that you do there when the water is high. But I went and practiced the little bit of largemouth stuff I have down in Alex Bay. I hit like 2 spots and caught a 3.5 and a 4. Like I was like, oh, okay. So if I need this, I have it. Didn't end up going down there. So, but yeah, I mean, I was surprised by how much they didn't play. Maybe those were 2 fluke fish and it wasn't happening at all. I don't know. But it was pretty tough. And for those wondering, Canada was off limits completely. The Toyota Series that just happened, Canada was fishable, and the weights were significantly better on all like the whole way.
Well, it's because none of these big U.S. tournaments have touched the Canadian waters in like a year
and a half. A long time.
Yeah.
Those fish have been away from U.S. fishing lines for a long time, and they were ready to be caught. But we didn't have that luxury, so it was a bit tough. Getting to the results. Out of Adrian College, Hayden Scott and Griffin Fernandez won with a 3-day total of 63.10.
Good job, guys.
Nice job. About what I would have probably expected. So yeah, awesome job, guys. Second place, Tristan McCormick and Stevie Mills of Bethel University. Third place, Connor Crosby and James Cobbs of Auburn University. To make that top 3 cut, which was the cut that went to the bracket, because this year they changed it and the AOY, the TOY, I should say, went to the bracket. So they did not take 4 teams from the Natty. They took 3.
3 plus team of the year.
Yes.
I like that.
I like it as well.
I like that a lot.
I think in our pre-episode, we were doing everything based off of top 4. I found that out the night before the tournament. So, not that changed anything, but yeah.
So Logan will be going.
Logan and Tucker will go, along with Hayden, Griffin, Tristan, Stevie, and Connor, and James.
Is this Tristan's first bracket?
I do not know. I think so. Tristan's fishing a long time.
Yeah. I can't remember. I mean, I know they've done well in a natty before, but I don't think they were top 4. I think they're like top 10.
Yeah. So awesome job. It took 59.5 pounds to make that top 3. Again, I don't remember exactly what our projections were. I feel like that's lower than what I was at for top 3.
I can't remember what I said, honestly.
But yeah, I mean, it was definitely tougher. Hayden and Griffin, I think, were probably the only guys to have 20 all 3 days. Which, if you saw the Toyota Series, I think Chris Johnston won with 25 all 3 days. So, a little bit different of a tournament. Also, Chris Johnston and Corey Johnston are Chris Johnston and Corey Johnston.
Just hammers.
The 3 Elite Series guys in that tournament beat everybody else by 6 pounds.
Yeah, by significant numbers.
Yeah, it was top 3, 6 pounds, 4th.
So yeah, Elite Series, MLF.
I'm not gonna say it, but yeah. I think now, based on what I remember, I was trying to follow the third day as much as I could. I believe Griffin and Hayden were fishing really deep. Where, I don't know. I want to say they were making a run, but like 40 into the 45-ish range.
So definitely fizzing.
Yeah, oh yeah. Most were. A lot of guys were fishing those deeper current breaks. I think in that Lures the Top 10 article, which you can get into because you just looked at it, I think only like one or two had shallow-ish lures in their arsenal.
Not even really. Like the main lure that everyone used was a 1/2 ounce to a 5/8 ounce drop shot. So heavy as crap. Pretty much everyone was using Max Scentworm. A couple guys were using that Net Baits one actually.
Yep, the Drifter, I think it's called.
Net Baits Drifter. There was like I do believe that there was a couple people that were throwing tubes. Like I saw 2 or 3 guys,
and
2 or 3
like
teams,
2 or 3 guys with like a jerk bait and a hair jig, right? Or 1 or 2.
There were like 1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, primarily, like essentially the way that they set up the article was like they were using this and then caught like maybe 1 fish.
Right. Yeah. It seemed like the guys that were mixing in shallow fish were not mixing in many.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was definitely a deep drop shot tournament for sure.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, probably we all could have seen coming.
Yeah.
I would have thought I would have seen some Neds in there.
They just don't know.
There was one, the team from NC State.
They just don't know.
The team from NC State was throwing a jig.
Shout out to Logan and Tyler. Awesome job. Our one local team ish.
But yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone was relying on that drop shot, which, by the way, I don't think I've ever thrown a 1/2 ounce drop shot before.
Up there on those current breaks.
Yeah, I've never fished anything with that kind of current before.
Yeah.
Because we
personally.
were certainly not fishing that deep.
I top out at 3/8, period. Unless it's really windy, then I'll go to a 1/2. But I don't think I own them. If I was to go to a 1/2, I think I'd have to grab a flipping weight.
Yeah, I don't even think I own.
When I go there, I don't care how long it takes to get to the bottom. I go with as light as humanly possible for that exact reason, and that's that everyone throws with 5/8 and a 1/2. But I get why you do have to use them. But that's just my thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I mean, everyone had a pattern. I mean, it was very patternable.
Yeah, I mean,
finding the fish, different story.
From what I saw, the best stuff for that, and I don't, obviously they didn't include where everybody ran. I would assume a majority of the guys who did really well ran. And by ran, I mean past like the Morristown area into where the river kind of opens up. And majority probably past Clayton, who did really well. But I don't know. That'd just be my guess. There's just a lot more stuff down that way that really caters to that and has those bigger fish that get on that stuff. And in my practice, I didn't even go down there because I knew it would just not be worth my time with how slow I go and how little gas I have.
Yeah.
So I just kind of fished current break stuff, Ned rig stuff, and I figured if I stayed around Alex Bay, I could about guarantee that I'd catch 18 pounds a day. But that 18 pounds a day wouldn't do me anything. And that's kind of true because 18 pounds a day technically wouldn't have got you to day 3.
Yeah.
So I stayed close because on the last day of practice, when I was probably saying, okay, Lewis, you're going to go make that stupid run, I found big ones close. Not close, but in Messina. And they were shallow and they were big, but I knew it was a 5 bite a day game and I knew I was playing with fire and I got burned.
The fire came a little too close.
I got burned bad. Not to go into, how everything happened. Andrew knows and some of my close buddies know. I lost a 5 off the bat. I lost the biggest smallmouth I've ever seen in my life. After that, probably in the 6 and 6-ish range. I lost another 5 after that. And then I lost a 4.5 after that. Under guessing, genuinely under guessing. Andrew, you can attest. I always undershoot my weights.
So for sure.
Yeah, I lost 2 on a spy bait. I lost 1 on a wacky rig, and I lost 1 on a jerk bait. And I scraped together a whopping 3 for 8.5 pounds after I spun out rather bad. Day 2, I was placed by good friend Dr. Billy Orlando. If your back gets hurt up there, go and see him. He's a chiropractor and he's the man. That's for you opens pros. He placed the wonder of a black hair jig into my hand because I asked him to make me one because he's a fly tire after day 1. No rule breaking here, I promise, Hank. He put that bad boy in my hand thanks to my request. Went out day 2 and caught me 19.5 pounds. And that was my tournament.
Yeah,
Everything I hooked or caught was in less than 10 feet of water.
Yeah.
Everything.
Very opposite of the rest of the field. So
Yes.
good job. Finding something that no one else was finding.
I did weigh in a 4-pounder on day 2 on a drop shot, but it was sight fished. So, and it wasn't on max scent. So to Berkeley, couldn't tell that was my middle finger. It was on a secret bait that I will not go into. Too near and dear to my heart.
Too near and dear to you. Yeah,
Yes.
see how it is.
But it was a drop shot. So screw you, Berkeley. And that's that.
Yeah. I mean, that was
As a spectator, what was your opinion on things? Coverage, weight,
coverage. I thought could have been way better again. I will keep complaining about this until the coverage gets better. It's the freaking national championship
with a classic on the line.
with a Bassmaster Classic spot on the line. And we got Stone Age coverage.
Yep. We got articles.
Yes. Blog posts and photos. And I guess maybe the Auburn video. That's probably going to be the best coverage of it.
And Bass Track for those who participated.
Which was wasn't many again.
I did it.
I know. I was like, but then I thought you stopped because I was watching on day 1, and I'm like, there's no way he only has 3 fish. This is St. Lawrence River. And I'm like, he definitely just doesn't want to say what he has. And then he came and weighed in, and I was like, well, how about that? He was using it.
No lie. It's tough.
Yeah, more people, more college guys definitely need to use that.
I agree. I mean, especially I'm fishing by myself. I mean, I take the 3 seconds out of the day to let my family and friends know how I'm doing. And
I mean, you don't even have to like weigh the fish. Just
Bass is spending money.
Ballpark estimate, like
Bass is spending money using the program.
It's like 2.
yeah. If you're under by 5 pounds, nobody cares. Just throw it in there.
Yeah.
You gotta. 99% of you have a partner.
I went to Hartwell and I was like, "There's no way I'm in like the top 10."
Right.
Like Hartwell was the first tournament we had that, and I caught like 3 fish like right off the bat at Hartwell. Like I mean, like back to back to back. And I was like in the top 10 for a really long time. And I think I ended up being in like the top like 30.
Yeah.
When Bass Track ended that day. And I'm like, there's no way I'm in the top 30. Like the college guys aren't this bad.
Yeah.
But it was like, come on, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I would encourage you to use it. I mean, Bass is providing us to use it. All the Elite Series guys do it, even when they don't have marshals. Just do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Takes 2 seconds.
Takes 2 seconds.
Literally.
But yeah.
Type in a number.
Coverage was weak again.
Yeah.
I thought the numbers were about what I expected.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't know, but
yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like they were around where I thought they could be or where the potential was.
yeah.
I wish that we'd have a stupid bracket to watch
We will.
at some point.
They're just
Eventually.
if they're doing the angle of we don't want them to know until like the day before, I love it.
I mean, I hope that's the reason they're doing it.
I
not
love
just
it.
like, oh, we don't know where to put it.
Yeah. I hope that is what they're doing. But who knows?
But here's what I will say about this. I do think the bracket, they put a lot more coverage on. So I think that it's going to be around a lake that an open is going to be near.
Probably so.
So I was actually thinking North Carolina,
Maybe.
potentially with Lake Norman coming up.
Maybe.
Um,
My hope is this. It's a simple hope. It's a very small ask. Give me coverage every day.
yes, please.
Let me see everybody fishing.
Yes.
It's not much to ask. It's like 8 guys over 3 days, and I think they only fish for like 4 hours at a time.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
We can do this.
We can do this. Go,
We can
you
do this
bass.
collectively as a group.
Which means all you bass, because we have nothing to do with it. If you let us have something to do with it,
Yeah, I was going to say.
we will do.
If you want us to do something, we will be there. Live coverage, Bass Now Radio.
That's right.
From the bracket.
Better than Luke Duncan. Sorry, what?
Hank, I'm waiting for the phone call.
Better than Marty Stone. Sorry, what? Not better than Mark Sona.
So, yeah, the bracket we're still waiting on. We don't have any information on that yet, unfortunately. We actually just checked. Because we're like, there's no way. There's still no information.
Nothing.
There's still no information.
Nothing.
But obviously, one of those dudes will go to the Classic, fish the Opens, get the boat, truck, whole works.
Yep.
The good stuff. I'm not going to lie. I'm really liking our bracket field. I think it's probably the strongest bracket field we've ever had.
One
Or
of.
in a while. How about that?
In
a hot
minute. 2 years.
Wow, you like 3 years ago?
I think 2 years ago when it was Cody Huff, Garrett Enders, Cole Sands, Connor DeMauro, 4 other guys, which included McKendry. What's his name? He just went and won that.
Yeah, I guess that one was kind of good too.
He just won that. It was McKinney, Trevor McKinney, Trey Schroeder.
All right, fine.
That was
I'll
a
have to
good
keep
one.
naming them.
That
Fine.
was a good one.
You're right. That one is pretty
That
good.
was a good one. Since that one, yes.
So just last year wasn't that good.
2 years ago.
This is what we're saying.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
So yeah, we're waiting on that. Before we go into our talking about our new segment that's coming next week,
Yes.
I do have one thing because you reminded me. You brought up Duncan,
Ooh.
and naturally 12 and a half, which actually turned into a 17-hour car drive back to North Carolina. I gave old Duncan a listen again. That's really the only time I listen to Low Budget Lives when I'm traveling. I wanted to get your opinion on the John Cox situation at the St. Lawrence River. I don't know if you know about this.
I do.
I'm sure you do. Okay, good. I thought it was kind of crazy. Like, John Cox came on the show and he was talking about stuff and the guys from the Elite Series being mad that he fished the MLF tournament in the end time or whatever it was. And I don't know. I'm going to have to give MLF the one up on this. Because they seem to be handling him fishing both series a lot better than the Elite Series. Like, they even went as far as to, like, move the Champlain date for, like, MLF, like the cutoff date, so that the MLF guys and John Cox could fish the Champlain Toyota Series event.
Here's my opinion. I think, well, for one, I'll counter that by saying it was their event,
Which one?
the Toyota Series.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I'll say this. I don't think this is a win or a loss for MLF or Bass. This situation. This was like a month ago, right?
Yeah,
Ish?
yeah, about a month ago now.
I think it's a loss. Actually, it doesn't even end up being a loss for John Cox because he made the Classic anyways.
Yeah. No, I just think it was like a weird, like, for those of you who don't know, essentially John Cox fished MLF and the Elite Series this year.
Yep.
And
The MLF tournament.
MLF tournament was before the Elite Series event in the Elite Series cutoff time.
Yep.
And John Cox essentially didn't want to get DQ'd. So he fished in the Messina area and the MLF event because they went out of Messina. And then in the Elite Series event, stayed in the Waddington area. So it didn't even go to the Messina, which is what I was explaining on the Duncan podcast.
Okay. Well, he didn't fish. He got disqualified.
He ended up getting DQ'd, yes.
I think it's simple as this. I mean, tournament directors have a hard job to do. I think the best tournament directors are ones such as Trip Weldon, who will forever be the best tournament director. I am a tournament director, so this is coming from very knowledgeable source.
Yeah. Really, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, totally logic makes sense.
I think the best tournament directors for any trail, anywhere, are ones who make rules and abide by them regardless of who anyone is. And I think the Elite Series cutoff was put in place at said date. John Cox knew that. He knew the waters which were within the cutoff. He went into the waters during the cutoff and got DQ'd for it. I think it's just kind of a big old shrug on everyone's behalf. Because essentially what him being disqualified should have done is it should have knocked him out of Classic contention. He makes the Classic anyways. He doesn't. I think I don't know if he makes the MLF, whatever the
Red Crest. Yeah.
the blue freaking foot tournament. But I think it's just kind of everybody just yeah. He did well. He did well at the MLF tournament. He didn't get to fish the Elite tournament. Made the Classic anyways. So yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad for him because I mean he did everything he could to like stay
rule
to,
made,
keep
rule
him
broken.
Separated. I don't know. I would have put a little bit of like leniency on it just because of going the extra mile.
Screw him. Here's the rules. Broke them. Sorry.
Yeah, spoken tournament director, non-tournament director. There we go. Two different sides of the story.
Hey.
Hey.
Comment who you side with. I'm interested.
So yeah, I just want to get your take on that.
Yeah.
Because it was something I had in mind, before it got too far down the road.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents. I mean, Yeah, I was like, it kind of sucks for him, but at the same time, it's his own damn fault. And then I was like, wait a second, he did good enough to make the Classic anyway, so
What does it matter?
yeah, he doesn't need another pro tournament win. He cares about making the Classic and winning that, not winning the St. Lawrence Elite Series tournament. I mean, of course, you want to win every tournament you fish, but when you don't have to fish the tournament, you don't have a choice. Plus, I think it gained him the opportunity to go home for a month when he didn't plan on it. Or to go home like 2 weeks earlier or a month
like 2
earlier.
weeks early,
Yeah, so everybody wins.
Family wins. Maybe the sponsors don't win as much, but that's right.
He's fine.
So,
Ain't nobody else running a Crestliner. They're paying him pretty good.
that's facts. Well, I think he's got like 2 or 3 of them at this point.
I know. In every state.
Yep. It's right up there by the interstate. Ask John Cox's boat. He comes and gets it like once a month and fish tournament.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we're not going to be talking about pro stuff as much anymore.
No, here and there, but
we've mentioned it before.
yes.
And that's because we want to open it up to new opportunities.
Yes.
New opportunities.
Yes. We're trying to not be like everybody.
Yeah. Y'all can go and listen to pro stuff.
Especially being that we're the premier college fishing podcast.
The premier college fishing podcast for sure. Yes. Number 1. First on the radio.
Let that be known.
Asterisk right there. First. For sure. Proof.
This is an asterisk. This is number 1.
We're going to be doing a live, in-person, cool little thing called drafting.
Yes.
And we're going to draft really random stuff.
Yes.
Because that's what's going to make it great. You want to explain more?
Yeah. Well, not too random. Fishing oriented.
Oh, no. We're going to definitely do some
Yeah.
non-fishing oriented stuff, too. Absolutely.
Interesting.
Absolutely. We are
There'll be-
100% going to draft the alphabet at some point.
Oh.
Because I love that idea.
I'm interested. But I want it to be with a notable fishing guest.
A notable fishing guest.
Yeah. Like, let me get, like, Hank Parker to draft the alphabet. You see what I'm saying?
I like that. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically what I think we're going to do is pick a topic, more fishing related than not, but
We'll throw in the
alphabet
occasional
included.
non-ones. Yeah.
Every episode. We're doing this every episode. I think we should study too, but that's up to you.
Wow.
It's up
He's
to
gonna
you.
break out like strats and everything.
Up to you. Hey, you
Draft
whoa.
strats.
We'll try and keep them like relatively short. Basically take like I don't know. The one that keeps popping up in my head, and I think this would be a good first one, teaser for next episode, is like lakes.
Yeah, that was what I had in my mind.
Yeah, it's like I think it's the easiest one to start with.
Yeah.
We'll pick say 4 regions and then a wild card. We'll do 5 rounds. You pick, I pick, you pick, I pick. Maybe we'll get a guest on so we can do 3. I think that would be best probably.
Yeah.
And then we'll post what our draft. You'll have to kind of. I feel like the people will
I'm gonna put a
understand.
graphic, don't worry.
The people will understand when they listen more so than me explaining. But yeah, it's like just drafting like a team, and basically we'll draft a team of, for example, lakes, and then you folks, you fine, beautiful people, can vote
Who has the best team?
who has the best draft.
And well, we can like explain quick why we pick stuff. Like I'm picking.
Oh
this.
yeah, no, definitely. I'm gonna go
Yes.
in depth onto
that's
why the strategy and the theory behind my picks.
Lewis round 1 picks Lake Norman.
False. Teaser. That will not be my first pick. Teaser.
Well, but yeah, that's something
And-
new we're gonna be doing.
Yeah, and I would encourage you guys, because other than lakes and the alphabet, I don't know how many how many ideas we have.
Well, that's why I think we need to expand it past the fishing.
I don't know. I think we can get pretty interesting.
Okay.
We're gonna try.
Let's see what the comments.
We're gonna
say.
see what we do. Comment below if you have any fishing idea drafts for us. I'm interested here, for sure.
Okay.
Do you appreciate my burp?
No, I just had
Okay.
I had an idea. It was pretty funny.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what's gonna be going on.
We could draft YouTubers.
That was definitely that's on my list of ones.
We could draft pros.
pros, and I laughed because I was thinking series, like go like high school series up for like each thing, and we all know that MLF is gonna be picked last. They're
Everyone.
for sure.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter unless we have Marshall on for that one.
Right.
Then we have a shoe in for pick number 1.
Yeah. Yeah. I got some really good
So yeah,
ideas.
it's getting good.
I got some
Now the
really good
ball's
ideas.
rolling.
I got some great ideas.
Y'all are
and
gonna
they're
have to-
fishing related.
Y'all are gonna have to
This is great.
come on this adventure with us for sure.
Yes.
Well, on that note, shall we wrap it up?
We shall. I have beer to drink
Shall. Yeah, it's late.
and
Getting
sleep to
tired.
had.
Yes. Food to eat.
Food to eat.
Me, haven't had anything.
Enjoy your day, week, time. Go fishing when it cools down.
This is my deer in the headlights because it's just like I forgot how we close this thing.
Oh, we typically tell people to have a nice week
Tight lines.
and tight lines, and then I usually end it with bye.
Bye.